Hey everybody, welcome back to our latest live stream. I hope everybody's having a fantastic evening so far. We do have an ongoing tornado warning actually over in Arizona, which this has actually had potentially a tornado on the ground at some point. We actually have some photos coming in on Twitter of a tornado potentially on the ground with this storm that's moving currently off to the north. I'm going to be able to break down everything that you need to know currently in the southwestern United States and as well as anywhere else that we do have some severe weather. But as of right now, this is a pretty potent storm moving off to the northeast. It is affecting a very small population, but the big thing is that this storm will likely go towards Interstate 10 and Interstate 8. This area is a bit more populated, so as it tracks out to the north, Eloy is going to be in the track of this, which is again is a little more populated. But as of right now, the storm is currently warned as a tornado warning for the potential for a tornado. Now, as of right now, there was a photo on Twitter that did show some debris being picked up with this storm in a field, which would basically mean we likely have a tornado that's been on the ground at some point with this storm within the last 5 to 10 minutes. Beyond that, there is actually some golf ball sized hail with this storm as well. This is pretty much the highest hailstone size that we've seen on a warning probably in almost a month now, but definitely a big hailstorm as of right now, moving off to the northeast, and this will again be a storm to watch for very closely. Let's hop over to the velocities and let's take a closer look at this storm as of right now. Again, it is currently tracking out to the northeast, and there's not a whole lot of organization. If there were to be any tornado, it would likely be located somewhere back in here, which overall the velocities have not been the strongest with this storm. And you can see there's some brighter velocities up there. That basically means we could be seeing some higher wind speeds, but that may be something to be confused with because there is a lot of hail here, so that might be some of that hail mix up there that we're currently seeing with this storm. There's a lot of hail, as I mentioned before, that is currently kind of on the county line. I believe this is going into Pinal County, if I'm not mistaken, Arizona, so it will be moving off to the north over the next several minutes. Back down to the southeast of this, we have several severe thunderstorm warnings ongoing. The main cell is currently south of Tucson, as well as just south of Interstate 10. This storm's moving off to the northeast, producing potentially damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour, and as well as some quarter-sized hail. That is pretty close to the radar site, so we do have some other storms over here. Actually looks to be moving a little bit further off to the north more than anything. We actually did have a flash flood emergency in this region earlier. There's been a lot of roads closed off. We've had a lot of flooding across Arizona today, so we'll be covering a little bit of that as well, kind of give you an update on the rainfall totals. But it does look like looks like an intersection near Wilmot Road has also been closed due to flooding. That's over in Green Valley, so there's actually been some flooding down that direction, but we'll get to that in a little bit. We're going to primarily stick with the tornado warning as of right now. Again, the main areas in the track of this later on, which would probably be about 30 to 45 minutes, maybe an hour from now, will be areas like Eloy. Eloy's probably the main area in the track of this near Interstate 10 as this moves off to the northeast. But again, this is our main cell as of right now. Again, tornado warning currently moving off to the northeast. Again, very large hail core as well. You can see, again, this is a very large hail core that we're looking at. We can see the brightest or the darkest colors there, the black and white, starting to represent that potential for some golf ball sized hail. Again, currently tracking out to the northeast. Let's hop over the hail radar. We'll take a look and see on there, kind of take a look and see what the estimates are by radar. And at the beginning of the storm is actually estimating almost up to hen egg and potentially tennis ball sized hail back just before the tornado warning was issued. Now, in recent scans, the radar is indicating somewhere closer to quarter to $half sized hail. So that looks to be a little bit better news there in terms of the hailstone sizes. Again, we are approaching some farmland as we get closer to Eloy, and not just that, there's going to be a little bit more of a population up that direction. So obviously the hail is definitely not needed in this area, but we'll be watching the storm very closely over the next several minutes, again, as this storm does track out to the northeast. And again, if there's any photos or videos that we need to show you, I'll definitely keep you updated. Again, we did have a photo on Twitter that came in of a photo of a potential tornado being on the ground. Let me go over to Twitter again. If you want to check that photo out, by the way, it's on our Twitter. There was actually looked to be some debris being lifted up into the atmosphere from one of those photos. So we definitely probably had a tornado on the ground with this for a brief amount of time. Again, this can be a cell to watch as it does track out to the northeast, and it may again produce another tornado potential later on. So definitely a storm to watch for very closely over the next several minutes. Otherwise, hope everybody's doing well. Welcome everybody. Again, this is my first live stream in weeks. It feels like it, at least. I think my last live stream was about a week ago. How's everybody doing today? Welcome back. This is currently in Arizona. It is south of Interstate 10 is where we're at as of right now. We also have other areas outside of this with severe thunderstorm warnings. We'll be kind of covering as well the East Coast at some point. I'll get to that. Most of the storms over on the East Coast as of right now, that was our afternoon threat as referenced in the video today. That area will likely stay at where they're at as of right now. I mean, the severe weather is probably going to be going down over the next couple of hours. I don't expect much more in terms of severe weather back out that direction over the next at least couple of hours or so. I wouldn't expect a whole lot, but we'll watch that area closely as well in case anything does end up happening. All right, let me see who's here. Hey, Rex, how you doing? As well as Devin, welcome back. Caden, how you doing? Chance of a tornado. It's up pretty low today, and anywhere in general has been pretty low. We did have tornado warnings earlier back in Virginia. There was one or two. I think there was just one, but there was a tornado warning earlier, and the storm did have a hook. I posted on Twitter, but I don't think that one produced a tornado. I might be wrong, but hey, Brian, how you doing? Welcome back. Hey, Austin, how you doing? Welcome back as well. Hope everybody's doing well. I need to get a break from school, man. Oh my god, I have so much homework, it's insane. I needed to get a little break. I wasn't actually going to go live tonight. I had no plans to, but I just need a break. I need something to relax with at least a little bit, even though it's not overly relaxing, but it's better than doing calculus and physics. So we'll go with that. Hey, Wade, how you doing? Come back. By the way, if you're just tuning in, hit the like button. I would appreciate it. We're only at 24 likes. But again, the storm as of right now, as I mentioned before, is in Arizona. Let me just double check the county as of right now. Okay, so Pima County as well as Pinal County are the two areas that are included in the tornado warning. I believe this is entering Pinal County, if I'm not mistaken. I know there's, I saw something on Facebook, or might not be right. No, this is Pima County. So yeah, Pinal County. This is the storm that is now entering into Pinal County, Arizona. Again, moving off to the north. This is again producing up to golf ball sized hail, along with the potential for a tornado as it moves off to the north. And again, it's been pretty impressive. The winds, by the way, are pretty impressive with this storm, but overall the velocities have definitely not been overly strong. Again, even with the velocities being weak on radar, we did apparently have or at least it looked like some debris being lifted up from the ground. There wasn't a whole lot of overall it was kind of hard to see any sort of tornado, but you could see the debris being lifted up in fields, at least some dust or something like that. So it did look like we at least had some sort of, brief occurrence of maybe a little land spatter tornado, but overall that's kind of what we're looking at as right now. Hey, Planet, how you doing? Welcome back. I one in Virginia and one on the Maryland and Virginia border. Thank you, Slippy. Okay, so we actually had two today. I thought we only have one, but I might be mistaken. I think there may have been two. I thought we only had one, but appreciate it. Tornado chance is like very, very low. I mean, even in this area, I don't think there was supposed to be much of anything. The overall chance today is just very low. The East Coast was kind of a little bit of an exception, though. There was a little bit more of an increasing low-level jet, but the low-level shear was kind of weak. The winds overall aloft were kind of weak, so we didn't really, I don't know if we saw any tornadoes. There hasn't been any confirmed, but I don't think there was really much overall in those regions. But yeah, it's been pretty minimal overall. Hey, David, how you doing? Welcome back. We're only in Arizona. No, Shannon, I will not. No, I do not need calculus for broadcast meteorology. Hey, Clocks, how you doing? No, I need it for my degree, but not for overall purposes of actually, needing it for my actual job. Like, class at school is insane? What class are you talking about? I think I said hi to you, Clocks. I might have not. Welcome back. Anything going on with the problem with the hurricane heading towards Florida? There's no hurricane heading towards Florida. Let me take a look real quick. I haven't looked at the 2 o'clock National Hurricane Center's update, and not a whole lot to really be concerned about. Honestly, the tropics, believe it or not, it's pretty impressive how limited the activity has been in the tropics this year. It's really kind of crazy. We haven't really seen anything. I did say before the season even started, this is probably going to be a below average season, but I didn't expect it to really be that below average. I mean, we've only seen 5 named storms through now the peak of peak of hurricane season. I mean, we're already past the peak now. The peak is September 10th. Thanks, Purple. I appreciate it. Glad you enjoy it. The tornado warning randomly on the Weather Channel. Yeah, this tornado warning was a little bit random. This area had a pretty low chance of any tornado threat today. We do see land spots here and there, though, occasionally in these areas. But the only other concern, really, is these severe thunderstorms as well. Maybe some 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds. But this storm probably has produced at least golf ball-sized hail at some point. Again, it's in a very rural area as of right now. As it tracks out to the north, we very well may see this enter a bit more of a populated area, like Arizona City and Eloy. That's dependent on if it actually can survive through that time. Now, it's only 4 o'clock Mountain Time, by the way. The sun sets in like 3 hours, so just keep that in mind. It's a pretty long time until that happens, but there will likely be on and off showers and storms. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, let me go over to the overall rainfall totals. Let me go to let's go to 12. Well, we'll do that. So let's take a look at the rainfall totals real quick. I know the rainfall totals have been pretty high today across this region, and excluding just this tornado warning. We've had a flash flood emergency today in Arizona. And the highest rainfall totals it looks like that we've seen was south of Tucson, this is back west of Interstate 19, around 3.5 inches of rain. Obviously in Arizona, it's very dry, so that rain really does do more than just like, 7 inches of rain in, moist environment. So obviously something to kind of keep in mind there. But yeah, that's pretty impressive. A lot of rain in this area. And even though, again, that's not a whole lot of rain, you would think, but that's definitely a lot of rain for Arizona. Arizona's a very dry state. Monsoon season kind of right now. Trying to get to the winding down portion of monsoon season. Again, going into this fall, it'll be kind of interesting. And I do plan tomorrow to have a severe weather forecast. It's going to be probably on this fall, kind of give you an idea of each month where the best chance of severe weather will be. I do plan on posting that forecast tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. That'll be an interesting forecast. Let's see. Make sure I have no notifications on Twitter. I'm going to take a look and see if we have any photos coming in on this tornado warning as of right now. Apparently a spotter just confirmed a funnel cloud, by the way, in this area. As of literally a few seconds ago, apparently a trained weather spotter has just confirmed a funnel cloud with this storm that's going to moving off to the northeast. So something to keep in mind. And going to Pinal County, Arizona here pretty shortly. So that's our latest update via Twitter, at least. Take it with a grain of salt, but I wouldn't doubt it. Storm, again, has actually had a pretty decent... Again, the rotation hasn't been overly impressive at the higher levels, but has been a little bit more impressive, or not the lower levels, I mean, but a little bit higher up. There's a little bit more rotation, but it's overall fairly broad. The low-level shear today is not overly impressive, or is the low-level jet in this region, but we do have a little exception here with this storm that's, again, moving off to the northeast. We'll be covering it closely as it moves off to the north, but, again, if it goes anywhere close to Interstate 10, Arizona City, and Eloy, it'll be getting closer to a bit more of a populated area, as I mentioned before. Beyond that, though, we'll see what happens. Again, it's more populated as it gets up here. The current population in this area is 68, so it's a very small area, but once we get a little bit further off to the north, it may affect more people. So that's what I'm kind of getting at here. Hey, Virginia, how you doing? Virginia no longer has a membership. Oh, my God. Just realized that. Think it'll make it to the East Coast? No, this is nowhere close to the East Coast. I will be going over, though, the East Coast here pretty soon. If we don't have any tornado warnings ongoing, I'll kind of give a general forecast, and as well as the East Coast, because that area does have some storm activity today. That little low that is over the Great Lakes right now will start to move off to the east and northeast, go probably towards New England tomorrow. There will be another chance for severe weather tomorrow. I probably won't be live tomorrow, but yeah, there will be another chance for damaging winds, isolated large hail, maybe an isolated tornado threat in New England tomorrow. So watching that closely as well. Tornado in Arizona. Yeah, tornadoes in Arizona, it's definitely not something that you see all the time, but it does happen a little bit, especially during monsoon season. There's a lot more land spouts during this time of the year. So this might be one of those kind of situations where we're seeing some sort of maybe land spout of some sorts, because the overall velocities have not been that impressive. So see you later, Lala. Yeah, tornado warning still ongoing. Again, it's moving off to the northeast as of right now. It does seem like it's starting to weaken out, but we'll at least cover it for the next few minutes, and then if not, we will go off a little bit to the north and east. But yeah, still a little bit of rotation, but it's definitely not overly impressive. The storms, again, back down near Tucson, Arizona, are still producing some damaging winds. The one that is going to be going, it's basically in eastern Arizona. Let me hop back over to that real quick. The storm back over here near the radar site, that is south of Interstate 10, east of Green Valley. This storm has definitely been packing a punch of damaging winds. There may be a new warning that gets issued here, but this is definitely going off to the north and northeast. Not a whole lot of areas in the track of that storm either, so a lot of rural areas, again, in southern Arizona. That would include, again, the tornado warning that's ongoing, but we'll keep an eye on it as it moves off to the north and northeast. See you later, Ethan. Appreciate you stopping by. Hey, no problem, Virginia. Everybody is. School's been rough the last week or two, and I haven't really, again, overall forecasts haven't been an issue to make. It's just the overall workload this year is a lot more than last year. So that's mainly the problem at this point this year. But yeah, unfortunately, the workload has definitely increased in comparison to last year, and that's not fun. Let me go over to, pop this back up real quick. Let's go back over to the hail radar again. I'm going to see what the hail looks like here in the last scans. And actually it did peak a little bit here back over near the county border of Pima County as well as Pinal County, Arizona. Hopefully I'm saying those names right. But it was actually around golf ball sized hail again. And since then it seems like it shrunk down, probably back down to quarter or $half sized hail in the latest scan. So just a little update for you there. it does seem like we're starting to see a little bit of a shrinkage in the hail. And again, that red, that little brighter red's usually about quarter-sized hail. So definitely a bit of a decrease, it looks like, again, on the hail core. It does seem like it's a weakening cell as well. I would not be surprised if this tornado warning is just let to expire at this point. It does seem like the winds are also starting to weaken a little bit as well. So good news so far in this storm. But again, it did produce a tornado, it looked like, briefly, back near the county border as well. Probably about 20 minutes ago, 25 minutes ago, there was a confirmed, it looked like, tornado on the ground. So kind of interesting there. Yeah, math and physics are painful. After this year, next semester should be slightly easier, and then the following semester should really be a breeze. It's all weather, but yeah, this semester, next semester will be kind of painful. Check Twitter. I don't have anything on Twitter. I haven't seen anything on Twitter. The only photo I saw was the one that looked like a some sort of tornado was on the ground for a brief amount of time. That was again over in Arizona, but since then it seems like it's overall weakened. So I'm definitely not seeing nearly as much as what we've seen before. And again, it looked like it was something pretty brief. It was not anything that crazy, but as of right now, definitely not seeing anything that crazy anymore. We do have some storm activity again going on the East Coast. I'll go over to that here in a minute. But hey, Chuck, how you doing? Welcome back. And this caused a dust storm. Yeah, it actually, you know, I don't know if these storms can. We do actually have a new warning. It may be this one, but the storms back down here to the southeast probably have a little bit of a better chance of that. But this one is we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning. That's going to go for Eloy. It does not include Arizona City, but it does include Pistachio as well as Chewy Chew. Are the areas included? A lot of it names I can't pronounce. But this can be moving off to the north-northeast. Again, damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour, $half size hail. And it does have a tornado possible label on it. So that would probably go ahead and indicate that we're going to at least see no new tornado warning on this, but it will be an ongoing tornado possible. In case it does strengthen again, it does seem like the storm is weakening a little bit, which is definitely good news as it's moving off to the north and north-northeast. Let me go back over to this radar site, and yeah, you can kind of see this is a look at the radar site on this end, and the velocities not nearly as impressive on this storm anymore. You have a little bit of rotation, but it's more of just wind threat, and you can see the brighter greens. That's representing your higher wind speeds with this storm, and it's primarily on the west side of the storm as of right now. So definitely something to still watch as it moves off to the north and northeast, but again, it does seem like the storm overall here in Arizona, and again, Pinal County, Arizona is where we're at. That seems like what's going to be happening. It's probably going to be a bit of a weakening trend. Has been weakening over the last several minutes. Let me check Twitter. Let's see. What is that photo of? That's definitely not what Pinal County looks like right now under a tornado warning. It's not nighttime. It's only 4:25 p.m. Mountain Time. Yeah, this tornado warning's been ongoing for those areas. That's the tornado warning that we're currently looking at. Also, it's been updated. Apparently, this tornado warning is going, unless this is a glitch. Actually, it may have been canceled. Let me check real quick. No, it's still ongoing. So the tornado warning is still ongoing for another 5 minutes. So stay on the storm here for the next few minutes. Again, it'll be moving off to the north-northeast. For some reason, it said it's going to be going till 7:34 Eastern, which does not sound right. The amount of people getting hit by the storm at this given time is somewhere between 0 to 68. So not a whole lot of people on the track of this. Again, the more concerning feature where this might go would be Eloy or Arizona City. So that's where we're currently looking at where it might be tracking over the next several minutes. But that'll be moving off to the northeast. Supposed to be a feature that, saw a product. We're getting another new warning system from two. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. The National Weather Service is always making improvements, and I have a little bit of an insight to one that's going to be coming. I know that there's going to be at the National Hurricane Center. They're working on a new and improved cone that would be more easy to read for readers that are not really familiar with the whole weather spiel or whatever it really means right now. They're not really overly aware of it, so they're trying to make it easier for people to know and read so that it gets the message basically is easier to read. That's kind of what I'm getting at. So I know that at the National Hurricane Center they're currently working on something like that. I've actually have a little bit of insight on that, so I know somebody that's currently involved in that project. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of improvements. Again, National Weather Service is another one. I wouldn't doubt they're going to be starting to make warnings not overlap, especially for severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings, because that obviously can be a little bit repetitive. If you got a tornado warning right here, and then you get a brand new one right here. But this tornado warning, for example, goes until 7:45. Let's just say, and the new one goes until 8 o'clock or something, and it's like 7:30 and the storm's here. I mean, it can kind of get confusing, and you might think there's another storm coming when it's just the same storm. So yeah, I do think that's a good idea, though. I haven't actually heard of that one yet, but I've only heard of that one little project that's being worked on for the National Hurricane Center. So yeah, that'll be kind of interesting. Hey, admin, how you doing? Welcome back. Yeah, exactly, Virginia. That's what I was trying. The point I was trying to make. I don't know why I couldn't communicate that, but yeah. Whenever there's like a second tornado warning and they overlap, they might think another storm's coming that's tornado warned. So I'm actually glad that they're working on something like that, though. That's a good idea. This is in Arizona, Vicky. Arizona. This is in Pinal County, Arizona, as of right now. Tornado warning is going to be expiring in 2 minutes, though. It's now a new severe thunderstorm warning for $half sized hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds, and again, tornado possible is on this one, but we will start to look a little bit more into the United States here in a second, kind of give you a little bit of a nationwide forecast, because there is actually some storms on the East Coast I want to touch on a little bit. So, how's the storm in South Georgia? I'm assuming it's not severe, but I will again kind of do a little nationwide forecast here in a second. So I'll cover that here in a minute. No problem, Vicky. You're doing well today. Flooding in Arizona. There has been flooding. We actually had a flash flood emergency earlier. As of recently, there hasn't been a huge increase of flooding by any means. A lot of the flash flood warnings are beginning to expire, or they're going to expire soon. We have a lot of roads closed more than anything, but I haven't seen anything too crazy in terms of flooding. I know we did have a flash flood emergency today, but I haven't seen anything too out of the ordinary with the other than that. So tornado warning is about to expire, by the way. I'm just going to go ahead and change the screens over here, and we'll go back over this one. Make it a little bit easier for you, and we'll do that. I think we're down to 3 severe thunderstorm warnings, if I'm not mistaken, but I'm in Maryland and never get severe weather. Maryland, you never get severe weather. Well, Maryland's not really a place that gets a whole lot of severe weather. If you ever get severe weather, it's typically during the summer or very early fall. Beyond that, you don't get much. And I'm gonna have I'm probably gonna, for tomorrow's forecast, will probably be a forecast I'm gonna make for severe weather this fall, where you can expect the best chance for severe weather. So stay tuned. That actually, I think it actually includes Maryland for September. So all right, let's go over to the East Coast real quick. I want to kind of give you an idea of what's going on over here. Let me turn on the right radar first. This will look at right now what we got going on. Not a whole lot of storm activity in terms of severe weather. We have a lot of strong storms. Actually, a lot of these entering into areas like Maryland and Delaware. Salisbury, Cambridge, a lot of these areas going to see some strong to maybe isolated severe weather over the next hour or two. None of this is forecasted to likely produce any tornadic threat. We might see some isolated damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour as these storms continue to track out to the east. Going again towards areas like Delaware, Salisbury, anywhere along that Highway 13 stretch, will potentially see some storm activity. Again, none of that is expected to be severe, beyond maybe just some isolated damaging winds. Back up here to the north, some showers currently moving through eastern Pennsylvania. We do have a special weather statement actually for 50-mile-per-hour gusty winds near Bristol. That is north of Willingboro. Currently moved off to the northeast. Again, an isolated severe storm for 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds is not going to be out of the question over the next couple of hours. We do have a round 2 of storms currently ongoing and developing back out in central Pennsylvania that goes through northern Virginia. Most of these storms as of right now, again, not severe, and they are not forecasted to be severe either. They might produce some gusty winds, but nothing too crazy beyond that as they do track out to the east. Back down near Harrisonburg as of right now, we do have a little strong storm actually beginning to develop. That is near Interstate 81 that is tracking currently off to the east and east-northeast. Again, this will be an area of development over the next couple of hours. That is all associated with that low pressure system that is again sitting over the Great Lakes as of right now. Another strong storm currently ongoing back down southwest of Lexington, Virginia, also producing some gusty winds and maybe a little bit of pea-sized hail. That is moving northeast currently at about 15 miles per hour. Back down to the southwest of that, a couple of other strong storms, again, very minimal strong storm activity ongoing down this direction. Again, 30-mile-per-hour gusty winds possible with those. And back down in North Carolina as of right now, we do actually have some strong storms. None of these severe, but gusty winds up to 40 miles per hour are going to be possible with these from Henderson back down through Lillington. Raleigh's actually getting hit with a storm right now. So a couple of strong storms back down this direction. And overall flooding is going to remain pretty minimal. We do actually have a little bit of a flooding situation. It actually looks like that's ongoing here back over in Virginia. This is extreme southern Virginia near South Hill. Widespread flooding in the town of South Hill. So apparently we've actually had some flooding over this direction. And I'm not sure how much rain they've seen here. Let me actually go and take a look at the rainfall totals real quick. Just kind of doing a little forecast that I typically would do on like a green screen or something. But let's look at the rainfall totals, and they're actually around 3.5 inches to 4 inches. So there's actually, it seems like a lot of rain that's fallen here, and I'm not sure if it's a mountainous region here near South Hill, but if it is, that would make a bit more sense why they're seeing a lot more flooding here near South Hill. And it looks like the rain, for the most part, though, is tapering down, so we probably won't see a whole lot more of where that came from. Back down through Georgia, somebody mentioned that there were some strong storms here. There is definitely some strong storms, none of these severe, but gusty winds, maybe up to 40 miles per hour possible along that line. That extends, that's a pretty broken line, but extends all the way back down closer to Tallahassee, Florida, all the way back down through Orangeburg, South Carolina. So a little broken line of storms. That is, again, all associated with that trough that we currently have sitting here. Let me go over to the water vapor imagery, because this will kind of give you an idea of what we're looking at here overall. This is a look at the water vapor imagery. Let me make sure it's on 100%. There we go. So here's a look at the water vapor imagery, and it's a pretty interesting setup that we have here. We have this low pressure system currently centered over areas like Indiana, as well as going to Ohio. See all the rain on the back end of this. This is actually also filtering in some cooler air to areas in the Midwest. If you've already felt a temperature difference, I wouldn't be surprised. A lot of people in Wisconsin still seeing rain today. I did have actually somebody tell me on the Discord server that there was 8 inches of rain where they are. I wouldn't be surprised by that. There's still rain actually starting to still fall there. Most of it's light to moderate, but there's definitely still some rain over that direction. You can see ongoing dry pocket of air. That is a very dry pocket of air, by the way, out in front of that low pressure system. And then you got all of the rain that is far out to the east along that cold frontal boundary. And again, that'll be all shifting into New England tomorrow. There is a marginal threat of severe weather through New York and southern and central New England for the potential for damaging winds, isolated large hail, and maybe an isolated tornado. So we're looking as of right now for the outlook. And hey, Rebecca, how you doing? You have a lot of dry air in your area. Look at the dry pocket of air down here in the southern plains. That is pretty incredible. There's a lot of dry air down that direction. And it's all, again, the low pressure system dominating currently up here. And it's a mid-level trough as of right now. And again, that is bringing that ongoing storm activity to the East Coast. But overall, the low-level jet's been pretty weak. I'm pretty sure the values are between like 10 to 15 in this region, knots. So that basically means we're not really looking at much of a tornado potential. But interesting what we got going as of right now. All right, let me hop back over to the other radar here. We'll go back over to at least over here for now. Let me turn off the water vapor. There we go. And let's go back over to a severe thunderstorm warning. We actually have a few over in Arizona. I want to go back to those. Back to this storm for now. See if anything new is developed with this one. All right, let me get back to chat. I kind of went off on a little forecast there. Kind of one of my like little typical forecasts I would do in front of a green screen. Hey, Bill, how you doing? Lots of rain in Wisconsin. I've actually had a lot of people tell me that. There's been a lot of rain up that direction in Wisconsin. And we've actually had a lot of reports, excuse me, there of between 4 to 8 inches of rain. So there has been a lot of rain up in Wisconsin. I think Milwaukee, not Milwaukee, but just like north of there had a lot of rain. Hey, Star, how you doing? Welcome back. Let me make sure this radar's updated. 7:32, and we are currently on 7:32. All right, cool. There was a tornado warning in Arizona today. I was live for that at the very beginning. Yes, there was. We actually had a tornado warning in Virginia and one in Maryland earlier as well. So we've actually had 3 total tornado warnings today. So what's going on for Oklahoma? Not much. And there won't be really much for the next week. We're going to have basically a ridge. And I can't really show you on the screen, but there will be a ridge that will begin to really fill in, a mid-level ridge. This is going to really dominate this region next week. There won't be much of any rain across anywhere in the southern plains. And actually, on my 7-day forecast for North Texas, there is not a single drop of rain forecasted as of right now. So my software froze. One moment. Yeah, next week there will really not be anything in terms of rain. So, yeah, next week is going to be kind of one of those dry weeks across the southern plains. Beyond the southern plains, though, there might be a little bit more severe weather. Also, the tornado possible got removed. Let me change over to this. But yeah, overall, next week, dry for the southern plains, most likely. Let me actually bring up the rainfall totals over the next 10 days. I don't know if it's on the software. Let me actually double check that real quick. Might be able to put it up on here. I think this is over the next 5 days. So this is the rainfall. No, that's glitched. Never mind. All right, we're not going to do that. All right, I'll go ahead and pull up on a different screen here in a second. This storm, by the way, is weakening, going towards Arizona City. So good news there. Let's go over to the GFS model. And this will be a look, actually. I'm going to put up the jet stream. So let's go ahead over to this screen. So this is a look at the jet stream, and you're going to probably be a little bit confused at this at first. And I do actually showcase this a lot in my videos, but this is a look at next week, or this week, I mean. So you got your low pressure system. That's the one that's currently centered here near Michigan. That's going to be moving off to the northeast. Now, the big change coming midweek is going to be this high pressure ridge that's going to start to dominate in the southern plains. That's going to end up basically bringing a lot of drier air and much hotter, really, I shouldn't say hotter, much more warm air, though, to this region across the southern plains. Eventually, going into the weekend, it will shift slightly off to the east. It won't shift much, but it will shift a little bit off to the east. Overall, storm activity and precipitation is likely to remain below average across much of the United States next week. The GFS model is kind of a little bit weird here. It kind of shows a little bit of a difference going into next week of a very dominant high pressure ridge. This would bring pretty significant heat to this region, but then a little low pressure system maybe back over into portions of the west coast. That might bring some beneficial rain to potentially areas that really actually need it near California, but that's obviously kind of long term. I don't really like the GFS model a whole lot, but let's go actually over to the European model. Let's change it over real quick. This might give us a little bit better idea. Overall, GFS model has been a little bit whack, but it actually shows kind of a similar pattern. It shows a little bit further to the north, but it shows it a bit quicker moving. Now, the big difference is with the European model and the GFS model, the European model is basically showing that we're going to see maybe this little positively tilted trough. This would basically bring very minimal severe weather, kind of what we're seeing today and tomorrow, just little marginal threats. That's kind of what we're looking at least potentially going to late next week. But the big difference is, let's go over to the temperatures. This is the temperature anomaly, kind of give you an idea of what we're looking at in terms of temperatures. And you can actually see potentially a pretty significant cool down coming down into portions of the United States. Now, since it's coming out of the northwest, it will not be nearly as cold as if it were to be coming a bit more out of the north, but we definitely could see some much cooler air coming to the United States, maybe going into next week. But temperatures, let me go and take a look. I'm not sure if the temperatures would be a huge difference here. At least it'll probably be a little bit seasonably cool, but other than that, I think it's not going to be a big difference. This is next week in the northern plains, and you can see start to see lows will begin to get back into the 40s in some areas. Back up in Wyoming, a lot of those areas in the 40s and 30s for lows. So that's what maybe could come out of this going to next week. But obviously, we got a lot of time between now and then. Again, that is pretty long term. We're talking 200 hours out. But obviously, there hasn't been a whole lot of weather, really any weather activity over the last few weeks. So we haven't even had anything in the tropics. It's been a very, very quiet last several weeks. But yeah, the tropics have been very, very quiet. And I'm pretty sure, let me go over to the National Hurricane Center real quick. We'll go and pull it up on here. There's really nothing, though, out there. This is a look at the 5-day outlooks and all that. We do have a little system, a little invest over in the Pacific Ocean. We have another area of development. But back out in the Atlantic Ocean, there are two areas of development. Neither of them really have much of a chance of developing. A lot of shear and just an unfavorable environment. Again, this is very, very uncommon for this time of the year. We are currently just passing the peak of hurricane season. We have yet to really, I don't even think, just correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think Earl became a major hurricane. I'm pretty sure it stayed just below a Category 3 hurricane with sustained winds around 105 miles per hour. So we still have not yet to have a major hurricane. And also, that would probably be, I think, the first time in at least a few decades that we've not had a major hurricane, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it's been a long time. But obviously, we still have a couple more months to go. We'll see what happens. But as of right now, it seems like we're not going to really see much of anything in terms of the tropics. We have very minimal activity out there as of right now. We do have a warning, by the way. That's going to expire in a minute. We also got another one back down here, both of them for just some isolated damaging winds. Seems like the one storm that is still severe is going to be weakening, so this live stream probably won't last too much longer. But hey, Ro, how you doing? Welcome back. I haven't done a live stream in a while, so I just want to kind of go live for a little bit. Take a little break from homework. Work has been painful recently. Just cloudy. I'm guessing you're in the Midwest or Ohio Valley then if it's cloudy, or the East Coast, one of the three. It's a pretty large region, but it's kind of where the, if you're anywhere around that low pressure system back up in the Midwest or Ohio Valley, it's probably going to be associated with that trough. So a lot of that cloud cover and that little rain activity as well. Cloud rotation from my house in North Carolina. Might be a little bit of rotation in the upper levels, but probably nothing too crazy. I'll go over to North Carolina real quick. The severe weather over there in the Arizona area is definitely starting to weaken a little bit. It's back over in North Carolina near Raleigh. Storms here are producing gusty winds. I'll take a look at the velocities, though. And, don't mean to do that. Yeah, overall the velocities are not overly impressive with most of this. And again, there might be a little bit of rotation. I like you can see here, for example, very broad and very weak rotation. That's possible, especially up in the clouds. You could see a little bit of upper level rotation, but beyond that, none of these storms are really capable of producing any tornadic activity. Yeah, low level jet and whatnot are fairly weak as well. So thanks, Rainbow, by the way, for subscribing. Appreciate it. Hurricanes, nah, I have nothing in the forecast for the tropics right now in terms of hurricane activity or anything like that, so I wouldn't be concerned about that. Yeah, right now there's really nothing to be concerned about. Tropics have been very, very inactive across really the Atlantic Ocean, which again, it's kind of crazy. We haven't really seen a very small activity like this in years. I don't remember the last time it was, but you know, back in 2020, we had that record-breaking season. 2021, above average. This year, well below average so far. Again, we've only had 5 named storms in the Atlantic Ocean. Just for reference, that is a very below average. Or pretty sure the lowest we've had, I can't remember the exact number. I need to figure it out what year it was. If I can bring it up here. If I can bring it up, I'll tell you the number, but there's oh yeah, I think I can find it. I think I actually have a tab here. So this is a kind of an idea of when. Okay, so back in 2014, we'd have below average hurricane season with 8 named storms. Okay, we have 5 right now. The last time that we had less than 8, you have to go back to 1994. We had 7. We had 6 back in 1986, and we had 4 back in 1983. So it's basically the last time that we had less than 6 named storms. And again, we are still far away from the end of hurricane season, but I mean, it's still kind of crazy to think the last time that we had 6 named storms or less was 1986. So it's been a while. And major hurricanes wise, let's take a look here. The last time we didn't have a major hurricane was 2013. So I don't think we've had one yet this year. I'm pretty sure Earl was not a major hurricane, but I wasn't really covering it when it was a category 2. Thanks, Bill. Make sure to hit the like button. I appreciate it. Hey, LJ, how you doing? Oh, over in Raleigh? Yeah, none of this is real. I mean, I can't rely on a little bit of upper level rotation, as I kind of said before, but just mainly very light winds. It's actually kind of very light winds. Nothing really crazy. Not even gusty winds. Just, light 5 to 10 mile per hour winds possibly. So maybe in the upper levels, though. Definitely not out of the question. Again, the low level jet and low level shear is pretty weak. So I come back if I'm still live. I probably won't be live too much longer. I need to actually do homework again, but took a little break. Again, calculus 2 is painful. Physics, painful. After this year, I shouldn't have a whole lot of problems with school and whatnot, but yeah, this semester has been definitely not the worst so far. And I mean, I've only had 2 so far, but this is my 3rd, so it's gonna be a tough semester. See what happens, but I'm hoping that going into the springtime, I won't have the same classes, all different ones, so hopefully the springtime classes are not too hard, so I can go live literally as much as I want to during March, April, May, June. But just for reference, I kind of mentioned this on Discord a little bit. I don't know if you guys are on our Discord server. If you're not on my Discord server, I'll put the link in the chat. But I do want to mention that I do plan on doing a live stream almost every single day in the month of May and June. So keep an eye on that. I'll probably be going live for almost every severe weather event possible. So. And I might even have storm chasers by then, by the way. So stay tuned for that. I'll have to wait and see. Once we hit 50,000 subscribers, I think I'll be able to afford storm chasers. So stay tuned. We do have a brand new severe thunderstorm warning up in Maryland, by the way. And that is going to be for the storm over near Denton, as well as Easton St. Michael's for some 60 mile per hour damaging winds. Queen Anne, Centralville, Graysonville, all included. Again, a brand new severe thunderstorm warning for damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. So for whoever was in the chat earlier that was talking about Maryland and how they haven't had severe weather, there you go. Might not be your region, but is that on YouTube? Yeah, YouTube. Discord's not on YouTube, but yeah, I'll probably be doing live streams almost every day in May and June of next year. So stay tuned. And I also plan on doing it hopefully as much as I can in March and April, but I got no guarantees. It's going to depend on what how my classes go, basically. Yeah. Hoping I can go live as much as I can, though. Because again, amount of live streams I'm going to have in between now and December will probably be like 10. I mean, realistically, I can expect to go live maybe 10 times in the next like 3 months, and it's mainly just due to the fact we don't have a whole lot to go live for. Tropics have been very inactive, so I haven't had a Tropics live stream by any means, and I highly doubt I'll have one this year. But yeah, severe weather-wise, I've only had 2 live streams so far this month, and I don't think I'll have many more. Maybe 1 or 2 more. Just kind of depends on what happens, though. Because overall, I mean, what I'll probably go live for the rest of this month is any severe weather events in the Midwest, Ohio Valley, Northern Plains, Central Plains, really anywhere in the East and Central United States. If there's anything in Arizona that's like a marginal threat, I usually don't go live for those. But yeah, we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. I haven't really been live much, though. I did have a members only stream, though, about a week or 2 ago. It was fun. I think a special marine warning just got canceled, or something just popped off my map. A half an inch of rain in Phoenix, Arizona. There was almost 4 inches of rain, and I believe there was a flash flood emergency in Arizona earlier today. So, you actually have a flash flood emergency in Arizona today. Believe it or not. Do I go live during winter if there's a blizzard? I've never done a winter live stream before, nor have I ever covered nationwide weather during winter. So it'll be a new little realm for me, but I probably will, most likely. Again, I've never done it before, but actually that would be kind of fun. I feel like it'd be kind of fun. I don't know why I'm saying it's fun, but I think that would actually be pretty fun though. Go live for some winter storms and stuff like that, blizzards. Yeah, I'll definitely do that. Hit my mic by accident, but yeah, that's a good idea. But yeah, I'll probably go live during the winter for that sort of stuff, especially during December and January. Those are going to be the primary months. Anywhere from like December, like mid to late December into early to mid January were probably the best times for me to go live. So, hey Phil, how you doing? Don't forget about Southeast Pennsylvania. I think there's much there. It's mostly just rain right now. Some scattered showers, light to moderate rain. No severe weather though. Do have a little area of storms. Let me take off the low or the high def radar here for a second. This is a look at the other storms that are developing back out in central Pennsylvania. These are not severe. They are really just scattered showers, maybe a couple of rumbles of thunder, but none of that's expected to be severe. You might get some storm activity out of that though. That stretches all the way back through, I think, Georgia and Florida. So it's actually a pretty long line of broken storms. Beyond that though, any severe weather will be basically exiting the coast here over the next, I'd say, hour or so. Anything with that initial line, even the storms back up in New Jersey, they do have a potential for some isolated severe weather, but again, that chance is going to be pretty low tonight, so forecasted as of right now. That'd be interesting, especially from my southern perspective. Yeah, that'd be I've never done a winter live stream before, but that will be interesting. I'll probably do that. Yeah, this is a interesting severe thunderstorm warning. It's because we're on right on the bay. I think this is the Chesapeake Bay, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, this is a very weird shape of a warning, to say the least. But that's again because it's on the bay. Nice pattern. Yeah, it's been very inactive pattern though. I mean, again, this is the most below average season I've ever been in terms of nationwide weather. And I've only been doing it since May, so that makes sense. But yeah, it's been a very, very limited season overall so far. I mean, September has been basically almost nothing compared to what we've seen in previous Septembers. At least, and not just in terms of severe weather, but even in terms of tropics, in terms of, just really everything. I mean, it's been a very, very inactive season so far. Obviously, there was some flooding rains back up in the Midwest yesterday. Flooding's been a really big story this year. Overall, we've had a lot of flooding occurrences. It hasn't just been, one area. It's been really across a lot of the United States in different areas overall. It hasn't just, again, been in the same area. Let me take a quick look, though, at this month so far. I can actually take a look at how many outlooks that we had this month so far. So this month, by far, we've had 2 slight risk days and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've had 8 marginal days, 2 slight risks. And the 2 slight risks, I think one of them was northwest, like Montana and whatnot, for damaging winds. And I don't remember what the second of the month was, but I went live for a marginal threat. That was for North Texas, though. I had 4 feet of snow in my backyard in 2017. I feel like I did too. I can't remember what year it was. It was either like 2015, 2016, or 2017. I had a lot of snow in my backyard one month. But I don't remember what month it was. By the way, real quick, if you've not already, watch my winter forecast. This is actually, for those that have not already watched my winter forecast, I'll post the link in chat. That is a full breakdown on what my forecast is for this winter, who could see a lot of snow, who could see really no snow at all. So make sure to watch that. That's actually, this again, my first ever winter forecast I've ever done. And I feel like it's actually going to probably be pretty accurate. So my first ever one though. So a little bit of a different forecast. I've never done a seasonal forecast before, even a long-term projection. This is currently in Maryland. We're covering the severe thunderstorm warning over Maryland as of right now. Once again, producing damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. Moving off to the east-northeast. It will be moving towards Dover and going into potentially Delaware. Let's look at the velocities. Man, look at the winds. 59, 60 miles per hour there just off the coast. So there is definitely some damaging winds with this. It has not yet to hit St. Michael's, but that'll be that wind core is going to be going towards St. Michael's over the next several minutes. So a little bit of wind coming that direction. Maybe Easton as well, Queen Anne. Denton will all be in the track of that. Definitely a big wind bag there going off to the east-northeast. Time will tell. There you go. Death Star, I'll have a full, I'm actually, again, I'm probably gonna have a severe weather forecast tomorrow on the entire fall. So stay tuned. I'll have my opinions and stuff like that forecast on severe weather. And that does include mid-Atlantic, by the way. So yeah, that'll also be my first ever fall projection in terms of severe weather. I do plan on doing one for the winter as well, and as well as the spring, but we'll start at least with the fall, short term. Yeah, that'll have a full breakdown, like what I expect in terms of severe weather, what days, what months, you know, you can expect the worst severe weather and what locations. So it'll be an interesting little forecast as well. My first ever one. That'll be interesting. All right, back to chat. Hey, see you later, Rebecca. Appreciate you stopping by. Have a great rest of your night. 65 degrees, Christmas. Really? That's warm for Pennsylvania. 65 degrees, Erie, Pennsylvania. That's right on the Great Lakes, too. Great Lakes region. Lake Erie. Some strong clouds. Oh, I've never heard somebody call a cloud strong. Okay. I mean, I'm guessing you mean like cumulus or cumulonimbus clouds have just rolled in, because never heard of a strong cloud before. Oh, tonight. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'll tell you about that tomorrow, just to make it no. Sorry. No, there probably won't be any more tornado threat tonight. It's gonna be, if anything, it's like very low to zero. I mean, I don't expect anything else. There might be like some upper level rotation. I know a few people were like mentioning there might be a little bit of rotation up in the clouds a little bit, but no tornado threat I would expect tonight for the Mid-Atlantic region. My bad. I thought you were talking about, if that'll be funny, just answer your question in tomorrow's forecast for what happened today. Strong cloud is a cloud that's very dark, producing heavy rain. Okay. I'm pretty sure that's not how it's classified, but okay. Guess we'll go with that. By the way, if you're just tuning in for the first time, hit the like button down below, subscribe if you've not already. I would appreciate it. Forecast all the time. Hey, White, how you doing? Welcome back. Yeah, again, the storm in Maryland as of right now, moving off to the east-northeast. Not a whole lot, though, ongoing as of right now. We do have we do have one other warning. I believe that's in Arizona. Beyond that, though, severe weather is winding down for sure. Other than that, that's what we're looking at. Again, storms in Maryland, it's definitely producing 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds, as mentioned before. The radar is definitely picking up on that, by the way. Let me go back over to the velocities. That's definitely 60 miles per hour here. That is, again, big area of wind coming in towards St. Michael's as of right now. Again, moving off towards areas like Easton as well. Is going to be going toward Queen Anne and Denton over the next about 30 minutes or so. So definitely a big wind area off to the east. Thanks, Master. I appreciate it. Yeah, other than that, there's not a whole lot going on. Anybody else have any general questions before I end my live stream? I do have to do some homework, so. Yeah, wasn't expected to be a long live stream, but start out with that tornado warning in Arizona. Beyond that, though, not a whole lot going on. But a friendly reminder, again, I want everybody to watch it. Again, it's a great forecast. I would really appreciate it if you watch the entire thing. Watch my winter forecast if you're not already. I know a lot of you guys are subscribed. I'm going to put the link in the chat again. Watch the winter forecast, has the full breakdown, what to expect this winter. I feel like it's a great forecast. You might not, but honestly, that was a forecast I worked on for a long time. It was in the works for a couple of weeks. I just never really had the motivation to do it because I didn't know if I really wanted to put out a winter forecast, but I ended up doing it. I felt like it came out really good. So make sure to watch it if you haven't already. I know a lot of you guys, I don't know if any of you guys have watched it, but I didn't even know that was happening in Virginia, but I really don't care. Not gonna lie. But yeah. Thanks, Phil. I appreciate it. Minneapolis area? Just rain, nothing else. A little bit of passing showers up in the Midwest. That's, again, due to the trough. Let me go back over to the radar real quick. Here's a look at the trough back over here. There's just, like, some light showers. Again, it's kind of hard to tell because it's not in live feed here, but that's your low-pressure system. It's got some, like, little light showers moving through your region. Got a little bit of light to moderate rain on the back end, back up here near Green Bay and Milwaukee. Back over here, again, is your, like, isolated severe weather action, but overall, that severe weather is definitely winding down. All right, that wasn't even on the screen, but basically back over on the East Coast and Mid-Atlantic regions. Yeah. A severe sellout here in the Riverside County in Southern California. Talking about the storm over here. Flash floodborne storm. I hope so too, Whit. I hope so too. It's been a struggle, honestly, this semester. I mean, I'm not doing bad. I'm not failing or anything. It's just the workload is much more. I mean, it's probably 2 times more work than I had last semester. Now, given the fact that I'm running this weather page basically full time right now, even though I'm not really going live. I mean, I'm still making forecasts every day. And they still take an hour or 2 to do. I mean, the workload just feels like it's been doubled this year. So it's a lot more stress than what I had last year, but it happens. This one, yeah, it looks like a decent little strong storm here. Let me see where the radar site is. There's one over here. Some rain. Well, maybe lightning, but definitely not anything severe. Might be actually, I'll take a look at the velocities real quick. Yeah, nothing crazy. Just a little bit of rain. That's all. We actually do have a new severe thunderstorm warning over North Carolina. I'll hop over to that real quick. Back over near Raleigh, actually. Raleigh, North Carolina, 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds. Currently ongoing with a brand new severe thunderstorm warning cell. That does include Zebulon as well as Wendell, Knightdale, Clayton, and Gardner. Again, that is for 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds. Hail threat not there, but a little severe thunderstorm warning storm here. You take off the special weather statements. They're blocking my view here. There we go. And there you go. So, yeah, just southeast of Raleigh, just on the suburbs. Got that ongoing as of right now. Oh, Virginia, I have no clue. I really don't really care, though. I really don't. Yes, Chuck, you did. Yeah, I read that. Yeah, clickbait's a thing on YouTube. I'm not going to put my opinion out there again. I put it out like a couple months ago, but, I mean, at the end of the day, people do what they do. Can't really change what people do. And the thing is with YouTube, and I kind of said this before, but when you get something that works on YouTube, like a thumbnail that is like clickbait basically, and people are clicking on it and you're getting views and you're getting money, people, they'll keep doing it. They're not going to stop. There's no reason to stop. And that's kind of one of those things that I don't want to fall into. I always want to make my thumbnails kind of what they are. I don't want to clickbait people unless it's literally necessary. Like there's a hurricane coming, in that instance, you kind of have to clickbait because you need to make sure people are aware of something that could impact their lives. But in another instance, there might be, a hurricane out in the Atlantic Ocean that's not even going to come towards the United States, but then you say like hurricane coming towards the United States, that sort of thing. So I think it's one of those things like people take it different ways, but I'm never going to fall into the category where I'm going to, make my thumbnails even more clickbait. I've actually, in my opinion, my thumbnails have actually become less clickbait over the last month or so. And they really weren't that clickbait to begin with, but they've become less and less because I'm trying to make thumbnails, more representable of what the weather actually is in actual, photos. They're not just photoshopped, other than my winter forecast and, that sort of thing. I mean, winter forecast is a different story because obviously it has to be photoshopped. It's a forecast. But other than that, though, I mean, because I had to make a graphic for it. But yeah. Hey, John, how you doing? Welcome back. Yeah, the whole spiel with that whole thing is kind of weird, but I think there's a point where you are clickbaiting and where you're not clickbaiting. I would say my thumbnails, and Evan actually says this, Evan, my media crew person on Discord or whatever, he says this. I mean, my thumbnails are clickable in a sense, you know. Clickable is a big difference from clickbait. Well, anything in New York City from anything from now till 8 a.m. Yeah, you'll probably see some rain, maybe some storms, but no severe weather is expected for New York City tonight. Hey, Rebecca, how you doing? I didn't hear about that. I hope everything's okay. Over, isn't the Hamet, is that how you say it? Isn't that in California? Thanks, Chuck, appreciate it. Yeah, even today's thumbnail, I mean, people actually mentioned somebody mentioned in my Discord like last month, he was like, your thumbnails don't represent what's even on the radar or even what's going on in severe weather. Because all the time, if you guys looked at my thumbnail today, it's actually a satellite imagery. What it used to be was a cell that was like from a month or two ago. So I ended up changing that because I was actually planning on changing that for a while, but I just couldn't figure out what to do with that. But obviously, I think they're a little bit better now. Now, granted, today's thumbnail wasn't the best. I mean, it was kind of quick because I was just going live for a little bit, but thanks, Phil. I appreciate it. Appreciate your support. Phil's always leaving nice comments in the videos. Trust me, I read all of you. I pretty much read almost every comment. I try to read all of them. I try to respond to as many as I can, but granted, it's a little bit hard to do that. But again, if you have not watched my winter forecast, I would appreciate it. I don't know who has watched the winter forecast here. Does anybody not? Does everybody watch the winter forecast in the chat? Because honestly, that video I felt like was really well done. It's quick too. It's only 6.5 minutes. I saw a few other people do it on YouTube. Theirs is like 14. So try to make it quick. All my forecasts for the most part, and it's actually kind of funny. In the last week or so, all my forecasts have actually been between 6 and 6.5 minutes. And it's not intentional, but literally, like my last 5 forecasts have all been, or actually, yeah, all last 5 forecasts between 6 to 6.5 minutes. 4 of them, oh, actually, no, 7, sorry. Or no, 6. Yeah, I can't do math. Apparently 6 in a row were 6 to 6.5 minutes, but 4 of them were 6 minutes and 20 seconds. Again, not intentional. Thanks, Jack. Appreciate it. Hurricane season was low. Yeah, hurricane season's been very inactive. But I'll take it. I think anybody will be happy with that. I think other than the people that, want to go to the beach and see a hurricane, I mean, I don't even know why I just said that because people usually don't go to the beach to see a hurricane. But overall, it's been kind of like a minimalistic hurricane season. Again, I said that before. Comments are off on this video? Yeah, comments are, it's the live chat. You can comment when the live stream is done, though. Thanks, Jack. Appreciate it. Thanks, Rebecca. Yeah, I didn't really want to make the forecast too long either. I like making short forecasts. Kind of my thing. But it's not even that. I feel like my forecasts, in my opinion, are long. Honestly, 6 minutes is long. Usually I try to keep my forecasts at between 5 to 6 minutes. I get it's nationwide weather. I mean, when I used to do North Texas forecasts, they were between 3 to 4 minutes typically at the most. So they weren't usually that long. Nationwide is 5 to 6. Now I'm covering a larger spectrum, but I still think forecasts should be all under 6 minutes. But a lot of YouTubers try to get to the 8-minute mark because you can insert ads in your video. Now, no, I'm not saying that's like the main reason why people go over 8 minutes, but for me, I just don't think an 8-minute forecast or even over that is necessary. So everybody goes along their different, perspectives and stuff like that. Everybody does it their own way. Hurricane, I'm going to go to the beach and watch the water. That is very dangerous. I would not recommend that. See you later, action. You're going to go draw the tornado and the radar. I don't even know what that means. Yeah, I like kind of staying in the 5 to 6 minute range. And even, I mean, my winter forecast is 6.5 minutes, so it's a little bit long for me. You only can do so much. It's kind of, I love it. I'm going to have a severe weather forecast. I think you guys already heard, but tomorrow will be called the 2022 Fall Severe Weather Outlook. And that will be about the severe weather potential across all of the United States over the next few months. Now, actually, I can give you a quick sneak peek if I can find, yeah, I can find it. I'll give you a quick sneak peek on what we're going to be seeing tomorrow. I'll go and bring up this month's forecast or whatever. Actually, I'll bring up the one that is a little bit more interesting. So this is one of my forecasts Make sure it's on the right screen here. I might have to change it over to the tropics too. Yeah, we'll have to do it in this. So this is a look at it for November. My severe weather outlook. And this is kind of a general idea of what you're going to be seeing tomorrow. Now, I'm not going to give you the whole classification because you can watch that in the forecast, but this is just one of the like 4 months that I'm going to be covering. I'm going to be covering September, October, November, and December. This is November. You can see it at the bottom right. But this will be an interesting forecast, and I'll also be going over the temperatures, like are they going to be above and below average, that sort of thing, and where you can expect the most rainfall, and even some snow. But I'm not going to really include snow really that much in this forecast, I don't think. It'll be mainly on the severe weather potential. Interesting video. I've never done anything like this either, so we'll see what happens with that one, but it'll be something new. Something new. Other than that, that's what we're looking at. That'll be an interesting live stream. Hey, Jackson, how you doing? Welcome back. Are you any type of teacher? No, I'm not a teacher. I am taught, though. I am in college, so. I have to pay that tuition? Yeah, tuition is painful. Thanks, Virginia. What time will I post tomorrow? Good question. Probably at... I don't know. Probably, it's either going to be 12 or 1 p.m. Eastern. I'm not sure which one yet. Most of my forecasts are uploaded at that approximate time. It will not be in the evening, though, I don't think. I think I can make that forecast tomorrow. So, yeah. Good to hear, Jackson. Good to hear. How am I doing? I'm doing all right. Getting by with school. Just physics and Calc 2 are the big pains of college. Think Tallahassee, Florida will get any snow? Oh, man. When was the last time that Tallahassee, Florida saw snow? I feel like it's actually been kind of recent, but let me look up. Tallahassee, last measurable snow. I feel like that area is kind of like a little... They actually had snow in January of 2018. Last time Tallahassee had measurable snow was 1989. Before that, that's insane. You know, have you guys ever seen those commercials, like if it snows on Christmas, you'll get a free mattress or whatever? Imagine if somebody did that for like somewhere in Florida, like Miami, Florida, for example. If it snows in Miami, we'll give you a free mattress on Christmas Day. The odds of that are literally very, very close to zero. I mean, technically, you could go up like, you know, a few, if it does actually end up raining on Christmas Day, you could go up, you know, 5,000 feet in the atmosphere and argue it snowed, because sometimes there's snow up there. Depending on how cold it is. Hey, Neo, how you doing? Welcome back. Rebecca, meteorology. Broadcast specifically, but meteorology overall. Yeah, it'll be interesting. It's not like the meteorology classes are hard by any means. I found them very easy so far. The only problem really is just the gen eds, if you will. I mean, those classes, I mean, like physics and math are the two big ones that are difficult. And they're not needed at all for the broadcast sector by any means. You're never going to use them unless you actually go into like a private sector where they might need that sort of stuff. But honestly, I have no plans to do that. So it's kind of one of those things where it just, you know, it's basically a waste of time, but I have to do it. So if I want a degree, you got to do it. So just got to get it over with. Right, keep it in mind. Want to be meteorologist as well? That's nice. That's good. Good aspirations. Math ain't that hard. Have you ever taken calculus too? Can't talk. I mean, if you have the time to set aside for it every single day, you'll do good. It's just the one thing is, you know, with the weather page and all that, my free time basically has become abysmal. Last year I had a lot of free time, but this year it's kind of turned really limited now. I didn't even upload a 7-day forecast today. I completely forgot. Good, Jackson. And really, I didn't find any math in high school hard. Calculus is definitely hard. You taught calculus? Calculus 2, it's something to do with spheres and stuff. Can't remember what it's even called, but that's some weird stuff in there. Started myself good at math until I failed calculus 3 times. 3 times. Are you talking about calculus 1 or like a different calculus? That is a lot, Virginia. Yeah, I mean, I'm taking calculus 2 in physics. That's already a lot. Anything beyond that, though, it gets a little bit hectic. I don't even know what that is, Neo. Do a tornado chase vacation for 2 weeks. There's a lot of people that do tornado chasing vacations for months. I mean, I know a lot of people that do that. Free Timmer does that. Could be wrong, though. Or like a tornado chase, like, I don't know if you call it vacation, but a tornado-ation. Tornado-ation. Calc 3 is really useful for meteorology. Calc 3? Voice crack, by the way. I actually had a voice crack in my forecast, I think, today. That was the worst voice crack I've had in a while. Thanks, Tamara. How you doing today? Welcome back. Oh, is that PE? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's hard to get an F in unless you're not there. Statistics are super useful. I actually don't have to take that. For meteorology, I'm pretty sure you have to at most colleges, but I don't have to. I might be wrong, though. Pre-calc was my downfall. Pre-calc was pretty easy. Granted, I actually took it twice. The first time I passed by a mile, but you know, I had like a year break and I didn't take math, so I did it again just to make sure I know what I'm doing or whatever. So I don't feel like it was worth it at all, but doing that. Have a great night, Rebecca. Appreciate you stopping by. Yo. Oh, Lord. Do algebra? Algebra's pretty easy, too. Yeah, algebra's, for me at least, obviously, being a little bit younger might be a little bit hard to get through, but in my opinion, I found that stuff kind of easy. By the way, if you're just tuning in for the first time, hit the subscribe button down below. Would appreciate it. Hit the like button. Again, check out my winter forecast. I'm going to put it in chat again, but make sure to click the link. Watch the entire forecast. Helps my page out a lot, and also it's a great forecast. So make sure to watch it. I'm going to post it 3 times in chat again. Winter forecast of 2022 to 2023. What you can expect across the entire United States in your specific location is in that forecast. So make sure to check it out. I feel like that was my best forecast in a while. So you want worthless calc? I also taught business calculus. Students were totally clueless. I've never even heard of business calculus before. Calculus is pretty useless to me. I mean, I don't know if I'll ever actually have to use it. Other than, like, physics and stuff like that. I feel like the Calculus 1 concepts can be useful, but beyond that, it kind of gets a little bit stupid. Calculus 2 is interesting, but it's not really that good. At least so far. It's been kind of just weird. Thank you, Scott, for subscribing. I appreciate it. In the toss-up area? That's an exciting area to be in. Toss-up area is always exciting. Yeah, calculus is a good subject, though. Hey, Asha, how you doing? Welcome back. How are you doing today? Yeah, this is... I'm basically doing 1 live stream a week right now. It's kind of funny. I'm actually looking at my past live streams. The last live stream I had was back on... Let's see. So I had one on September 4th. That was about a week ago, just over a week ago. I had one on August 29th. I had a lot of live streams for some reason in the late August time frame, but beyond that, yeah, there's just not been much recently. Again, September is a pretty inactive month overall. We never really see severe weather outbreaks in September. October and November are those toss-up months, and again, I'm going to be going over that in my severe weather outlook forecast tomorrow, so make sure to hit the subscribe button, turn on post notifications with the bell icon down below if you've not already. But tomorrow's forecast will be interesting. Pending, again, if there's anything that I need to cover, like extreme flash flooding, severe weather, anything like that, I will do a regular video, but it's most likely going to be a severe weather outlook for the fall. The highest category I've ever covered on a live stream was, I think, enhanced on YouTube. Highest I've ever done on Facebook was moderate, though. And again, I've never done nationwide weather up until this past May, so that'd be why. Glad I'm catching it live. There you go, Asha. There you go. Phil, appreciate you tuning in. Sounds good, Purple. Will Louisville get a lot of snow? I might make a snowfall forecast. We'll see, though. I might make a snowfall forecast. I'm thinking about it. We'll see how this forecast goes that I made yesterday. It took a while, so if if it gets to like 10K views or something like that over the next couple of weeks, I'll definitely make one. It's very time consuming for me, so I don't feel like it's really worth me doing another huge forecast like that. I mean, that one took me 4 or 5 hours to make. I mean, I literally was in the planning stages for that for weeks. So, yeah. I mean, just for reference, a snowfall forecast would probably take the same amount of time, if not more. Erie, we're currently in Maryland. This is a severe storm for 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds. This is basically the only warning that we have ongoing. We have one other one down near Raleigh. Beyond that, though, nothing really too crazy. All right, I've been kind of zoomed in here for a while. Kind of just chatting at this point, but if anything crazy pops up in the next few minutes, we'll cover it. Hey, John, how you doing? Welcome back from Ottawa, Canada. In the moderate during the derecho back on June 13th. I don't think I went live for that. I actually may have gone live for it back on, I might have gone live for it in the evening. I can't remember, though. Thank you, Anthony, by the way, for the $5 super chat. I appreciate that a lot, Anthony. Thank you very much. Checking in from Minneapolis. Hope you're doing well up there in Minneapolis. I remember covering that severe weather back in late August, that tornado that was on the ground. There's a few EF0 tornadoes back in the Minneapolis region of Minnesota. Not too long ago. Back in late August. No problem, Tamara. Appreciate you stopping by. I appreciate that, Anthony. Thank you for clicking the bell icon. Appreciate it. But yeah, that's basically what we're doing right now. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the chat. I'll be live for a few more minutes. We'll see what happens. Yeah, we're in Maryland as of right now. This is near Queen Anne, Denton, Centerville. I think the damaging winds are starting to wind down a bit, but it is still warned for 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds. Just in case anything does end up kind of growing with the storm, but I do think it's going to be weakening most likely over the next little while. What happens? How long will be live? Probably for a few more minutes. I was actually going to have my live stream like 30 minutes ago, but I kept going. Kind of just chatting at this point. We're live during the March 6th. If it was North Texas related, then yes, but if not, then no. The only line, again, nationwide wise and on YouTube has only been since May. Like late May, early June was when I began nationwide. Still North Texas for most of May. You said June, was it June 13th that you said the derecho was on? I'll go ahead and double check, but I don't think I was live for that. June. No, that was actually the one day I was not live for. For whatever reason, I was not live. I was live on June 12th and 14th, but not on the 13th. Kind of weird. Hey, sounds good, Virginia. Appreciate you stopping by. Great rest of your night. May 19th. Take a look. May 19th, I was not live for. I was live on May 21st. I end up, the first ever stream I did outside of North Texas was on May 24th. Just for reference. So, May 24th is when I began the journey. I've now gone to today. May 24th was the Morton, Texas tornado, which is well outside of North Texas. So, over in the West Texas region. Yeah, other than that, I was not live. Yeah. Basically it for tonight. By the way, we do have some strong storms ongoing in southern Maryland, going into eastern Virginia, also near Delaware. None of those severe, but maybe some gusty winds. Beyond that, though, not a whole lot of other severe weather is expected tonight across this area, but that's the night you found me. I do think I remember you from that night. I'm not 100% sure, but that was around the time frame. You've been around for a few months. Yeah, Neo, it was a huge tornado. Yeah, that was probably the largest tornado I've ever covered. What made you want to shift to national coverage? The people that watched me. I wasn't ever planning on doing nationwide stuff until, I had more viewers. Like, the first ever stream I had back in May, that was the Morton, Texas tornado, like outside of North Texas. People were starting to ask, can you cover Oklahoma weather? I was like, why not? There's a storm there in Oklahoma. Let me cover it real quick. And it kind of just started growing from there. I mean, I kind of like at the very tail end of May, I was covering both Texas and Oklahoma weather on YouTube. And then going into June, early June, it went from Texas to Oklahoma to southern Kansas. And then basically into mid to late June, I just went nationwide. So it's kind of a weird thing, but. Dwayne or Duane? Hope you're doing well. From Marshall, Texas. You know, Oklahoma asking? I actually probably was. It was either that or Rebecca. Rebecca's been around for a while too. It was one of the two. Who knows though? Yeah, that's kind of when it all started though. If it wasn't for that, I mean, again, I probably would not be covering anywhere outside. I probably would only have like I would probably still only have 2,000 to 3,000 subscribers right now. I probably wouldn't really do live streams. I probably wouldn't have done any live streams outside of the outside of North Texas this past spring and summer. Massachusetts tornado warning? Oh, I remember that. Yeah, that wasn't too long ago. That was back, I think, in August. I remember most tornado warnings that I cover, believe it or not. But honestly, I've only been doing it for, how many months is this now? 4? So, it hasn't been too long. 4 or 5. Today's 9-something, so. It's been about 4 months, actually. Yeah, it hasn't even been 5. It's only been about 4. Actually, now that I think about it, I think it's been less than that. Double check real quick. An actual calendar. So 1, 2. I've only been covering nationwide weather for 3 months. That's kind of crazy. I thought it would have been a little bit longer than that, but I guess not. Nationwide weather for 3 months. That's it. YouTube live streams though for about 4 now. Twitch just chatting category stream. I don't do Twitch. I don't really like Twitch a whole lot. So I don't really like that platform. It's kind of hard. It's really difficult to get viewers on there unless you are already known. So I guess I'm kind of known, but you know, most people prefer to watch it on YouTube. I was in the tornado when I didn't even hear about that tornado. Before my time. Think upstate South Carolina will get any storms this winter? Maybe. I don't think you'll get any winter storms, but you might get some snow of some sort. I think this, again, watch my winter forecast. Honestly, it gives you kind of a good idea of what to expect, but overall, I don't think winter storms are really in the forecast for you. Again, the link in the chat's to my winter forecast. If you've not already watched it, I would appreciate it. Watch the entire thing. Share it with your friends and family. It's a fantastic forecast. Spent a lot of time on that one, so would appreciate it. And that's the forecast I spent the most time on, really, altogether on my channel, I'm pretty sure. That and the geomagnetic storm. Those 2 forecasts were the ones that took me the longest. Hey, Don, how you doing? Welcome. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, the changing the names thing, that didn't even happen until like mid to late June. That was well after I was doing nationwide weather. Do I regret it? No. I honestly, I was trying to get a gauge for what people kind of wanted for a name and what would sound the best. And Max Velocity just kind of was the best one, and Shelly's the one that came up with that, by the way. I don't know why, but I forgot to send out a Discord notification and just decided to send out. Okay. I don't know why that sent out so late. Hey, you too, Phil. Appreciate you stopping by. Have a great night. Appreciate you stopping by. What was the name before Max Velocity? North Texas Weather Center. Hey, Squidward, how you doing? Welcome back. I've been live for like an hour, but I forgot to post that on Discord. Yeah. That's kind of what we've been talking about. Yeah, no problem, Squidward. Yeah, we're talking about advice on like meteorology and how to pursue and stuff. I'm actually going to turn this into a clip, so I'm going to go over it real quick. So I had the question asked about meteorology and like, you know, what can you do to get more involved in meteorology? Like, how can you determine if you're really passionate about that sort of thing? Like, basically, let me just get the actual question. What's the actual advice that you give to somebody wanting to study meteorology or become a storm chaser? But basically, the main thing is that you want to have a passion for it. You want to figure out if you actually have a passion for weather. And I think this kind of comes to a lot of people as like, you know, I love tornadoes, so I must love everything to do with weather, and I want to be a broadcast meteorologist, or I just want to be on YouTube and doing weather forecasts and all that sort of stuff. Well, you want to figure out if you have actually a passion for weather. It can't just be one thing in weather. If you're just interested in just tornadoes, you might want to be a storm chaser. But kind of what I'm getting at is that you want to make sure that, you know, for something like me, I've been doing, you know, weather forecasts and live streams for now 3 years consistently on Facebook and now YouTube as of recently. In those 3 years, 2 of them I never got a dime from. I just love making forecasts, and I just loved making videos and, you know, 7-day forecasts and severe weather outlooks, that sort of thing. And, you know, regardless of the weather, I love doing it. But one of the big things that comes with being a weather forecaster on YouTube or whatever is that you want to actually have dedication and motivation, and you want to make sure that you are actually enjoying it. If you're not enjoying it, don't do it. You know, it kind of goes with anything that you do. If you're playing, you know, tennis, for example, if you're not enjoying it, you know, don't do it. You know, that sort of thing. Unless you're getting, you know, paid millions of dollars or whatever on the field or whatever it is. But yeah, that kind of thing. But yeah, I feel like a lot of people, you know, you gotta find your passion. If you're not passionate about weather, that's fine. It's just, you know, a lot of things in weather. You need to like a lot of weather to be able to become an actual meteorologist of some sorts. Now, you can do meteorology without, or, you know, like weather without actually becoming a meteorologist, but it's kind of a messy description. But yeah, realistically, you need to really like almost every part of weather, because you're going to take a lot of weather classes in college that you might not like. And you want to really make sure that you at least enjoy them to some extent, even if it's not your favorite topic. I mean, honestly, my least favorite topic in weather, I don't know if I actually have one, to be honest. In terms of just weather in general, I don't really have anything that is, I would guess, like the least, at this given time, the least like fun I have with weather is probably going to just be patterns like this, where we're not seeing a whole lot ongoing in terms of rain and stuff like that. I mean, like, for example, if I'm doing a local forecast for North Texas, it's going to be dry for the next 7 days. It makes my workload very minimal, but, you know, there's just nothing to forecast really, just mostly just temperatures and stuff. So I just dropped my pen. But yeah, that's kind of what I would get into. But honestly, the storm chasing aspect is kind of one of those things that I just don't know much about. Only thing I can really recommend for people that are interested in storm chasing would be Skywarn classes from the National Weather Service. But other than that, I'm not entirely sure where to go from there. I couldn't tell you. Yeah, and just a little explanation on meteorology stuff. All right. Yes, sorry, I'm trying to get there. I'll probably change that sometime in the winter. I just haven't had time for it. New warning. Are we talking about the severe thunderstorm warning here? Yeah, we do have a new warning for Kent County and Queen Anne's County for 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds. That is the brand new warning for Centralville, Churchill, Millington, Barclay, and Chestertown. How do I understand Z time? Oh, you're talking about yeah, that's one of those things. You have to first initially figure out what the translator is to it, because 00Z, I believe, equals 9 p.m. Eastern. Okay, and then I know, like, some of the times, like, you'll see them on Storm Prediction Center. Those times you have to convert to a different hour. So, yeah, it's kind of one of those weird things. I think it's 000 or it's 01Z, one of the two. I think it's 01Z. I might have mistakenly. Yeah, I think it's 01Z. Yeah. You have to convert it. Honestly, just look it up on Google. It makes it a lot easier, but one of those things, if you actually go into the meteorology field, you kind of have to know a little bit more about that. At least know when the Storm Prediction Center outlooks come out and whatnot. Z is a little bit more common with those sort of nationwide forecasts. I don't know yet, Debbie. I mean, I'm still 3 years away, so no need to worry about right now. I think I'm at least 3 years away, somewhere around there. 2.5, maybe 2. Up the drawing, no Rex. That drawing, my face just does not look right. Least favorite topic in weather is clear skies. I mean, you can make an argument for that. For me, I mean, clear skies isn't like a thing where that's my least favorite topic to talk about. I would say the least favorite topic, I'm honestly, actually, clear skies is probably one of the hardest topics to talk about in weather. And that's mainly due to the fact You're talking about no clouds in the sky. When you have a live cam on, national television or whatever TV you're on, or like local or whatever, and you're trying to present the forecast to people with like a live cam or something like that, you're gonna be like, clear skies. Next slide, please. Like, there's not much to talk about. If you have that all week, like California, Arizona, those areas during some portions of the year don't really have anything ongoing. And it's just mostly sunny skies. It's kind of the same temperature all around. So things don't change a whole lot. When things don't change, it can sometimes get boring for some people. So there you go, Squidward. Hey, you might have an actual passion for it. I didn't even realize that what I was doing on Facebook would actually ever come to YouTube. Honestly, I really never thought it would be anything beyond what it was on Facebook. I had like 500 followers. All of a sudden, it went to like 6,000 in a couple months, and it kind of just blew up. I don't know why, but nothing going on. I played GeoGuessr for a while. Yeah, that was an interesting stream. We'll do that again sometime soon for members, but we don't have a whole lot of members anymore. We lost a lot of our members because a lot of them are no longer gifted from Jaws. I'll do that again, maybe for members only. If you want to become a member, I might do a GeoGuessr stream at some point. Yeah, but other than that, not planning on doing the public one. Like a little fun night. If I ever have time for it, I'll do it, but I don't really have a whole lot of time right now for it. How's it going, Somni? How you doing, by the way, Lotto? Hope you're doing well. What's my favorite weather app? Radar Scope would probably be my favorite. Got mine from Squidward. There you go. Roger didn't gift any memberships though. I think he just did a bunch of super chats. Thanks, Jack. Appreciate it. Members, you guys don't understand, but memberships really do help on my page a lot. So if you ever can afford it, start from $3 a month. You can click the top link in the description. Helps the page out a lot. It was a long way. Video game was fun. Yeah, it was fun. Just more of finding time to do it. I don't have a whole lot of time for it right now. I learned about anything weather in grade school. They really call it grade school. I didn't really learn about much. The only thing I probably learned was like very basic stuff. La Nina, El Nino, basic stuff. Nothing crazy. Yeah, definitely nothing crazy. Okay, never mind. Hey, Lotto, how you doing? Alright, I already said that. My bad. Doing well in Fort Worth, Texas. That's good to hear. Good to hear. I'm doing alright. I'm not doing the best, honestly. The workload I've had recently has kind of been crazy. I'm only live just to get my mind off calculus and physics for right now, but I was only planning to go live for like half an hour to an hour, but live a little bit longer than that. It's alright. Quiz tomorrow. Should be fine. Yeah, you don't learn much in middle or high school about weather. I feel like you should learn a little bit more, but yeah, you learn basically nothing. Hey, Gore, how you doing? Sounds good, Neo. Appreciate you stopping by. Have a great night. I appreciate something. No problem at all. No need to worry. If you can't afford it, don't worry about it. One of those optional things, but it helps the page out a lot. Stupid math, stupid science. Yeah, math is just one of those things. It's not dumb. It really isn't. Neither of them are dumb. It's just, for me, I don't really need either to be, a broadcast meteorologist by any means. So, one of those things. Just like, I don't need it at all. I won't ever use it, most likely. So, what are the weather hotspots tonight? There really isn't any hotspots anymore. It's just like basically Maryland, Rhode Island, or excuse me, Maryland, as well as Delaware, New Jersey, maybe. North Carolina, very isolated storm activity at this point. And again, it has all to do with this little low pressure system that we currently have back out to the west. This is a look at the water vapor imagery. And you can see the low that is spinning currently, the mid-level low, back over in the Ohio Valley. Got some rain on the back end. Still a little bit of rain falling there in Wisconsin. The areas that have seen upwards of 8 inches of rain. Still seeing some rain. Beyond that, though, just some isolated storm activity. Any severe weather will be back out in this direction. There is a second line developing. That is not forecasted to be anything severe. Just some isolated strong storms, but a lot of dry air in here, by the way. Very big dry sector of air that's currently going through the southern plains. Horrible line, but yeah, that's your little low pressure system right now, spinning all the storm activity back out to the east. So, interesting feature there. Not, though, nothing too crazy. A closer look at it. Am I learning in physics? I have no clue. I'm not gonna lie. I don't even know. Just something really painful. That's about it. Any upstate South Carolina have any storms right now? Well, I don't think so. Go over to the we'll go over to the nationwide radar. Just make it easier. There's a couple of like showers, weak storms northwest of Florence, but nothing severe. Crazy either. Is this, where's upstate South Carolina? Is it like in this area? Is this what you consider upstate South Carolina? Just for reference, I'm pretty sure that's where you consider it, but just want to double check. Good for later on. Yeah, I saw him. I agree. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning in New Mexico for quarter-sized hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds in, I believe, the middle of nowhere. I don't even know where it is. It's out here, south of Interstate 10, I believe. Just a little severe thunderstorm warning. All right, well, that's going to do it for the stream tonight. I appreciate everybody tuning in, as always. Again, before you hop out, hit the like button, subscribe if you've not already. Watch my winter forecast. I'm going to put the link in the chat like 20 times. Make sure to watch it. I would appreciate it. Watch the entire thing. If you've already watched it once, watch it again. Helps my page out a lot. But again, make sure to go ahead and watch that forecast. Again, it helps my page a lot. Took a lot of time to make that forecast too. Again, winter forecast, it's all to do with what to expect across the entire United States going into this winter from 2022 to 2023. Gives you a breakdown of what you can expect in your location. So if you've not already watched it, the link is in the chat for you. Make sure to go watch. I would appreciate it. Other than that, I appreciate everybody tuning in as always. Have a great, safe rest of your night. We'll see you all again potentially in a week or two, depending on when the next severe weather does occur. But I will have a forecast tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. Either the severe weather outlook or just a regular forecast. All right, have a great night, everybody. We'll see you again soon.